In this video, I'm going to show you how you can get a Wi-Fi password without knowing it. So, for this, we are going to be using the error replay, deauthentication method that we saw in last video. We're going to be using error-dump-ng, error-crack, and crunch. So to do this, you're going to first make sure that your device is in monitor mode. Now, if it is in monitor mode, you're going to run error-dump-ng, and then your wireless adapter. Mine is WLAN 0. Yours might be something called MON 0. Once you find the network that you want, you quit it with Control-C. Here is the one that I want. So I'm going to select it, copy it. I'm going to run error-dump-ng. I'm going to do --bssid. Paste. --channel. In this case, my channel is 6. --right. Handshake is going to be the file that is saved in. And then you do your WLAN 0. Now that you have your device, you right-click anywhere, split horizontally. We're going to run error replay -ng --deauth. We're going to do 5 packets. We're going to do -a, and here we put our Wi-Fi network. Paste it. Then we're going to do -c, and that's going to be our target machine. Paste it. And then we're going to do WLAN 0. WLAN 0. Here we should see WPA Handshake and then the Wi-Fi network that you chose. Now you can stop the program with Control-C. Now close out your terminator, open up your files, find wherever this handshake is located. Mine was handshakes.01, so it would be, you can modify it by name. Mine was handshakes-01, so it's going to be right here. This is my handshakes-01.cap. So now we're going to go back to Terminator. Here we're going to use a program called Crunch. Crunch sets up possibilities for what the password could be. A recommended file to use is rocku.txt. Okay. Now we're going to figure out how to crack this passcode. To crack this passcode, you need to have a word list. The way word lists are used is a program that we're going to use. In this case, it's called error-crack. It's going to translate every single word in the word list and encrypt it, and then it's going to try to match it up with the password. It's going to try to match it up with the handshake that was found in our previous experiment over here. So you can either get a word list that is recommended. It's called rocku.txt. The download link is in the description. Or you can create your own if you know a lot about the password. So, for example, if you know the password has 6 letters, you're going to use a method called crunch. So to do that, you run crunch. Use the minimum amount of letters. So for example, if you know that the password has 6 letters in it, you do minimum 6, and then you do maximum 6. You do what letters can be in it. So, for example, if you know the password has an A, B, C, and 1, 2 in it, you do A, B, C, and 1, 2. And then you do -O, and then whichever text file I want to save it in. So I'm going to save it in crunch word list.txt. So with this command, crunch is gonna create every single possibility imaginable that contains 6 letters and uses ABC12. If you know any letters on any position, you can run -t. So if you know that the passcode has 6 letters and it starts with A, you can do A and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you put A and then @ for the part that you don't know. If you know that it starts with A and ends with a B, you can do A, @ for the 4 middle ones, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you do a B at the final, so it's going to figure out every possibility for these 4. So I'm not sure which one, the length of mine. I know that the length of my password is 9. So I'm going to do 9 minimum and maximum of 9. I'm going to do ABC12, and then I'm going to do -O crunch word list.txt. Crunch has loaded 1,953,125 words. So now you get to run this against the current handshakes that you have to see if any of the passcodes match up. Sometimes, depending on the size of your word list, it can take anywhere from 1 minute to 40 hours to render all of the words. So, because I don't want to take 40 hours going through every single possibility imaginable, I'm just going to add my password into the middle of one of these. And now, if you go back to your terminal or your Terminator, either one works, you run aircrack-ng, and then the handshake file that you captured, it always has a .cap extension. Mine is going to be handshakes-01.cap. You need to make sure that your file always has a .cap ending, and then you're going to be doing a -w, and then your word list. In my case, it's crunch word list.txt. So now if you run it, it's going to process. You get your time left, how many keys it tests. Usually, depending on your computer and how much space and how much power you give to your virtual machine, the how many keys per second can vary. But for mine, the average is usually around 1,000 keys per second. Here you see the percentage, and this is just some information that just runs by you just to make sure it's working. And Aircrack has finally found the password. It took about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. It went through about 8% of the passcodes, and it found it. So if your password is in your word list, trust me, Aircrack is going to find it. So now, if you try to connect to your Wi-Fi, go up here, you go to Wi-Fi, you turn it on, you go back, select network, you pick the network that you targeted, connect. Now once you get the dialog box, you type in the password that your Aircrack cracked, make sure it's correct, and then connect. And then eventually, you should see it should be connected to the Wi-Fi that you attacked. And that's how you get a Wi-Fi password without knowing it.